November 20th, 1980 is a new day at Lake Peigneur in Louisiana, about 9 miles north of Vermilion Bay in the Gulf of Mexico. This charming, calm lake is a popular resort for fishermen and nature lovers. The lake's beauty is complemented by a gorgeous botanical park on Jefferson Island. However, not everyone present at the lake is interested in its natural beauty. An oil drilling platform owned by the Wilson Brothers Corporation was recently brought to the lake and hired by the famous Texaco Oil Company. The Wilson Brothers are looking for oil beneath the lake, as it sits atop a gigantic salt dome, indicating the likely presence of oil. In this video, we'll be exploring Lake Peigneur's giant sinkhole disaster of 1980, so stick around till the end. So, the Wilson brothers are all set to drill into this oil jackpot they calculated on the edges of the salt dome. These dudes are pros. They've done this dance before. Engineers give them the coordinates, and off they go. But you know how drilling for oil can be, a risky business. Unpredictable stuff can go down, and today, the crew is about to catch a front row seat to one heck of a show. Early morning, around 6 a.m., the 14-inch drill gets stuck at 1230 feet. No biggie, right? Well, they try to yank it out, but this drill's playing hard to get. Suddenly, bam! The drill tilts, a couple of pops echo, and it's all hands on deck for a swift evacuation. They cut the platform loose, make a run for it, and wouldn't you know it, the platform takes a nosedive into the lake, leaving everyone in shock. But wait, there's more. The sinking platform is just the warm-up act. A colossal whirlpool appears, swallowing nearby barges and boats. The ground literally opens up, slurping down everything in its path: trucks, trees, buildings, and even a parking lot near the botanical garden. It's chaos. And here's the real kicker. The lake was gone in a flash. What the onlookers thought was the apocalypse unfolding was kinda close to reality. Beneath the lake hides a colossal salt dome, and thanks to the weight of the overlying rock, it decides to intrude into the Earth's upper layers. In the US, these salt domes are like a dime a dozen, especially along the Gulf of Mexico coastline. Most are in Texas and Louisiana, and they're all fair game for salt mining. Wild, huh? Beneath Lake Peigneur, within the salt dome, was a 4-level salt mine that delved to depths of 1,500 feet, owned by the Diamond Crystal Salt Company. Established in 1919, this mine had tirelessly extracted halite minerals, commonly known as rock salt, for a solid 6 decades. Initially, mining activities occurred on the topmost level, situated at a depth of 800 feet. Over the years, salt production moved deeper, with 3 additional levels carved out at depths of 1,000, 1,300, and 1,500 feet. These levels comprised extensive tunnels, reaching up to 100 feet in height and width. The bottommost tunnel measured an impressive 100 feet wide and 80 feet tall. These tunnels were fashioned through the mining process, leaving substantial pillars of salt intact to support the tunnel structures. Similar to oil drilling, mining carries its own set of risks, including ceiling collapses and explosive gas outbursts from underground pockets. Stability is a prime concern for miners, given that the entire structure relies on pillars made from the material they are excavating. Water poses a particular hazard, capable of dissolving salt pillars and leaving tunnel ceilings unsupported. While Lake Peigneur's Jefferson Island mine faced water leakage incidents in the mid-1970s, these did not compromise its stability. The primary issue was the instability of the mine above the 1,300-foot level due to the changing dimensions of narrow pillars on the upper floors. On November 20th, 1980, the day of the accident, 55 miners descended to the bottom 2 levels, 1,300 feet and 1,500 feet below ground. Their routine involved mining rock salt using an electric shovel and transporting it to the surface in small mining carts. Deep in the mine shaft, electrician Junius Gaddison was the first to sense trouble. While he was busy checking wires at the 1,300-foot level, a strange banging noise grabbed his attention. Gaddison curiously looked toward the drift and saw a muddy stream over 2 feet deep making its way toward the station. He immediately sounded the alarm. At that moment, around 50 men were toiling away in the mines, some even deeper at the 1,500-foot level. As this unfolded, the swirling vortex of water and mud intensified, pulling several barges, a tugboat, a dock, another drilling platform, and a substantial part of nearby Jefferson Island into the abyss. The water rushed into the mine with such force that it created a geyser of compressed air, water, and salt shooting 400 feet into the air from the mine's opening. In just 3 hours, the entire lake vanished into the mine. The caverns received so much water that the usual flow of the Delcambra Canal, which drained the lake into Vermilion Bay, reversed. This reversal caused saltwater from the Gulf of Mexico to pour into the now dry lake bed, resulting in a temporary 164-foot waterfall, the tallest ever witnessed in Louisiana. Despite challenges, including a slow elevator and blocked passages due to water, miners maintained composure, patiently awaiting their turn for the slow ascent to the surface. During this period, maintenance foreman Randy LaSalle combed the mine tunnels, ensuring all workers received the evacuation signal. In a race against time and rising water, all 55 miners managed to get out safely. The successful evacuation was thanks to the well-prepared workers who knew what to do in emergencies. When they got to the surface, they were shocked to see Lake Peigneur and everything on it disappearing into a giant whirlpool. Here's what happened. The oil drill, stuck at the 1,300-foot level, broke through the mine ceiling, making a kind of funnel. This lets water from Lake Peigneur pour into the mine, dissolving rock salt and making the funnel bigger. Lots of water reached the mine, dissolving salt pillars and making the whole mine collapse in just 3 hours. The massive hole swallowed 3.5 billion gallons of water from the lake. The whirlpool force drew water from the Delcambra Canal, pulling 11 barges with it. The crew on a tugboat tried to fight the current but had to leave before it was swallowed. The lake turned into a big hole, and a 400-foot-tall geyser shot water and stuff into the air. Air burst out through the mine's air shaft, making a temporary 150-foot-tall waterfall, the biggest in Louisiana. It took 40 hours to fill the lake again. Once the water pressure evened out, 9 sunken barges came back up. Unfortunately, the rest of the barges, a drilling platform, a tugboat, trucks, and other stuff stayed trapped in the ruins of the mine. Luckily, no one lost their life, but the lake changed a lot. It became filled with different water, not fresh anymore, and went from being 10 feet deep to a big 200 feet. This big change made a new home for fish and plants, but one question stayed. How did the people drilling not realize they were right above a salt mine? The official report in August 1981 didn't give a clear answer because all the papers about the drilling sank with the platform. Maybe the drill went the wrong way, or the drilling engineers made a mistake and put it right above the mine. No one can say for sure because the original papers are gone. We can only guess who made the mistake. There's a chance that the mine bosses gave them the wrong maps. The most plausible theory is that Texaco engineers might have messed up their calculations. Imagine this lake's disappearance as a mix-up similar to what happened with NASA's Mars Climate Orbiter. Just as the orbiter faced trouble due to a unit conversion error, the Lake Vanishing Act was a result of using the wrong measurement system. In the lake incident, the person in charge thought the map followed one system, but it was actually a different one. When you're turning a 3D world into a flat map, things get tricky. Even with efforts to keep things accurate, some parts might get stretched or squashed. Think of the usual map as a Mercator projection created a long time ago. It's like putting the globe into a cylinder and mapping points from the globe onto that cylinder. The mistake happened because the engineer didn't realize the map used a different system called the Universal Transverse Mercator. Both maps, the right one and the wrong one, are based on the Mercator idea. However, the wrong one splits the world into sections for better local accuracy. Picking the wrong system caused a mix-up, making a lake disappear. Anyway, Texaco and the Wilson Brothers Company agreed to pay for the damage in settlements with Diamond Crystal Salt Company and Live Oak Gardens. The mine owners got $32 million, and the gardens got $12.8 million. Because of this disaster, the Jefferson Island mine closed officially in December 1986. This settlement marks the end of one of the weirdest disasters in history. The Lake Peigneur drilling accident showed us how a small human mistake can lead to a massive and unfixable natural disaster. But do you think it was only a miscalculation that led to this entire situation? Let us know in the comments down below. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.